So to start off, this is my backpack. I am going to try to say this right. This is the 𝚗𝚘𝚖𝚎 backpack. I just got it from Amazon forever ago, and I decorated it on myself. The first thing you'll see on my bag is this cute little cat pen, TBH. I don't remember where I got it. Then I have this I Got 7 Loves Got 7 thing that I got from, I want to say, a cup sleeve event. And lastly, I have this patch. It's really crappy patchwork I did for Mark Twain's Represent baseball cap. Honestly, this is kind of a long story, but long story short, most baseball caps do not fit curly-haired or afro-haired people. So I have to cut out the backs for me to wear them, but I wanted to keep the wings, so I just made it into a patch on my backpack. So after that, I have just a button with my school's mascot and then a patch with some cherries on it. Now, moving on to the first pouch on my backpack. This is where I keep all my essentials, just things I need on a day-to-day basis. And the first thing I will pull out is a feminine pad. I actually have 2 of these, you'll see in the video, just because I always have girls stop me on campus and ask me for pads. Happens a lot more than you probably think. And I always give it to them, but I always forget to put one back in. So just in case, I keep 2 in my backpack. Okay, the next thing I have is just some lotion. This is some lotion that my sister bought me a while ago. It's white jasmine, and it smells amazing. Also, my hands get super dry after I wash them, so it's good to keep this on hand. The next thing I'm going to pull out is just a scrunchie. Pretty basic. I think a lot of people have scrunchies. And then I also have just a second pair of headphones. I have this weird fear that I'm going to leave my dorm without headphones, which happens quite often, and being on campus without headphones is honestly a nightmare, so I just keep a second pair in my backpack. I also keep some chapstick. This is some lavender chapstick. You can actually put it on different parts of your body, like your face, your elbows, and use it as like an oil type, but I just typically use it for my lips because my lips get very chapped. Okay, moving on, I also keep some floss with me because I tend to eat on campus and I don't like things in my teeth. Okay, and I just dropped it. But yeah, basically I just don't like stuff in my teeth, so I keep it on hand just in case. Next up, I just have some assortments of antibacterial because COVID or not, you need antibacterial, especially because of all the germies that are everywhere. And I just have multiple ones. I have a peach one, I have a unicorn one, and then I'm going to pull one out in a second that I think is the eucalyptus one. I have so many of these, to be honest. People always gift them to me, so I tend to keep 1 or 2 in my bag depending on how much I use them. Okay, moving on, I also have some eye drops. I have dry eyes pretty bad, so I like to keep some in my bag just in case the weather is making my eyes a little itchy. And that wraps it up for the first part of my backpack. Now to the dominant part where all of my supplies and stuff are. Honestly, this part of it's kind of filled up to extreme and it kind of gets a little heavy, but first things first, I have a baggie full of carrots and a banana. This isn't the same thing every single time, but I tend to go to the library every single day and I stay there all day. And since there's Starbucks and Chick-fil-A and all these other assortments of foods to buy on campus, I like to keep snacks with me, so I will not buy Starbucks, so I will not buy Panda Express. I don't even like Panda Express, but you know, whatever. Next up, I just have this cute little mini backpack I got from Target, and it holds all of my pencils and pens. In a little pouch, I have a BC powder. I try to keep painkillers with me as much as possible, especially BC. BCs just work really fast to me. And then in the bigger part, you see I have a cord. I have cords everywhere. And I also have pens and pencils and highlighters and such. Next up, I have my textbook. I don't always keep a textbook in my backpack. It depends on each class. This one's the Freud reader for my psychoanalysis class. It was actually a lit and film class with an emphasis on psychoanalysis, and I just had to take it to every single period because we did a lot of popcorn reading. So depending on the class, I would have a textbook inside. Next, I have a read just for myself. Again, I stay on campus pretty much all day long, and I tend to stay in the library. And if I don't have actual work to do in between classes, which is hardly ever, I'll bring a personal book with me just to read, especially if I only have like an hour between each class, which isn't really enough time to do much of anything. So I'll just keep a personal book to read. This one is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Have not read it. Hope it's good. Next up, I have my composition notebook. This one just contains my personal writings. I keep this with me on days I tend to be in the library for hours, like until the sun goes down is typically when I stay into the library. And sometimes when I take breaks, I just want to write or I may want to read. So it's really great for me to keep that in my backpack. Next up, the most important part of this part of my backpack is my iPad. I do not take physical notes. I actually only take digital notes now. And so it's very important that I remember to bring my iPad. It comes with this, I think it's called a 360 keyboard. I'll have the link to it down below. It has a backlight, which is my favorite part about it, and it comes in different colors. So as you can see, it's like turning colors right now. I can turn it on or off, and it's just a great one. It's way better than the one that Apple sells, to be honest, though I think you can get a lot of better things than the ones Apple sells. Okay, now moving on, I think second to last thing I have as far as school stuff is concerned is just a 5-subject notebook. Like I said, I don't actually take physical notes anymore, only because I have tremors in my hand that makes it kind of impossible for me to write. So it's way easier for me to type out stuff, but on occasions where I leave my iPad, which if I use my iPad at the dorm, I typically forget it. I'm not joking. So on the off chance I forget to put it back in my backpack, I always keep a 5-subject notebook so I can write notes just in case. And also my iPad could die, my iPad could just freak out. Technology is very, very here or there, so I try to keep something, just the old school ways of taking notes, just in case I end up needing it. And here is the second pad I told you I always keep in here. Nothing special, just basic stuff. I have another cord in there because I tend to run out of juice. Then I have some cortisone because I have eczema, and also it can be used for bug bites and other things. Just in case, you know. I also have perfume, which is like this little cheap perfume my Nana bought me for Christmas last year. And on the off chance that I forget to put on perfume, I can just take it out and spray a little bit on me and move on. I like perfumes, guys, and I like smelling good. Now, in these little pouch areas, this is not very like important, but my aunt bought me this from Thailand years ago, and it's supposed to be good luck. I keep it in my backpack just because I don't think I go anywhere without it, to be honest. I'll even like trade it in between bags if I have to, and it's just cute and I like it. Next, I just have a basic USB drive, nothing big, just basic school stuff. And in here I have deodorant just in case, you never know when you may forget to put some on. This is the Native Coconut and Vanilla. It smells so good. I also have this random highlighter. No idea why it's in there and not in my pencil pouch. Sometimes I get lazy and just throw things in my backpack. I also have my medication. I try to keep at least one pill bottle on me at all times. And for these days, you know, you need a mask. I would not have this any other day, but I do have it this time just because that's the day we're living in. And then I have cough drops because I don't know, I'm very superstitious about getting sick on campus and having to walk all the way back to my dorm, and I hate doing that. So I have cough drops. And lastly, in my backpack are frivolous papers because I am super chaotic, and for whatever reason I do not want to use the binder I have. These are actually from last semester. I need to clean out my backpack, but I tend to keep all my papers there when I leave class. I don't know why, but I'm always so ready to get out of class that I just kind of put them in a little back space, and it kind of stay there for a very long time. Anyway, that is pretty much it. That is typically all I have in my backpack. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, there will be 2 videos to your right that you can check out. And until next time, bye guys.